team news, please.
N'Golo Kante has got an injury that he's carried all week, so he's we're going to assess that over the next 24 hours as to whether he's fit. Rudiger's not fit yet, hopefully for next week. Who am I missing? I think that's the only changes from where we were last week.
Did Pedro miss the training on Tuesday?
Yes, only because we had, as we know, a busy week and 3 games of which Pedro contributed a lot physically and had a couple of small aches that were nothing but as a precaution to take him out of a couple of days, and he's trained the last 2 days.
So if you were a betting man, would you put odds on whether or not it's going to be okay for Kante?
I'm not a betting man.
And Callum HudsonOdoi is still after the international break.
Yes, yeah. Callum's he's training, he's looking bright and sharp, but we're in the zone now where it's more about protecting him, getting condition and fitness, particularly in the area of the injury. Obviously, he's had quite a long time out. Same as Rudiger slightly. I think you have to be a bit careful. The international break comes at quite a good time for us on both of those terms, and with Reece James. They're all in a position where I hope 2 or 3 weeks of strong training puts them right in the frame to be back in the squad and available.
No surprises off the back of the Callum fitness question. I'll ask you whether there's any update on his contract situation.
No update at all, and I've sort of laid my cards on the table a while ago with it, and it's between him and the club at the minute.
Any more out before the end of the transfer window internationally, do you think? Does that have a cost?
We'll see. Nothing is clear at the moment. They are all our players, and I'm happy with the squad. And as it stands, no. So we need players. We can't bring players in. We know that it's summer, neither in January. So we have to be careful where we are with the squad. And I'm very pleased with it is as it is.
Norwich, obviously, far too soon to call it a must-win game. But how important is it to go there and get a good result?
Yeah, I mean, as important as all of them. Everyone was talking Leicester up in that way last week. This is the Premier League. You can't disrespect any team to say it's must win or we'll turn up to win, because every game's very difficult. We want to win it, of course. We must remain confident because our performances have been good in major parts of games. So we go to Norwich wanting to win the game, but also very respectful of a team that were on the wrong side of a defeat that wasn't the story of the game against Liverpool, and played very well against Newcastle. And I know them very well from the Championship last year, which is helpful in preparation, but also makes me aware of the dangers.
Picking up on that, you said about playing very well in large parts of games. I don't know whether you saw the boys in the Monday Night Football studio talking about your pressing game and how it's more successful, it seems, statistically in the first half than in the second half. Are you aware of that? Do you agree with that? And if so, what can you do about it?
I was clear with the players, and I think the performance spoke for itself. The first half was fantastic. Normally, that first half would be 2 or 3-0 in the game, very comfortable from then on. But when you don't take chances, when you are, and I don't think it was just our pressing in the first half, it was our play, our energy in the team as a whole. When you don't capitalise to score those goals, you can become a bit nervy. We did. They equalised, and then we became a bit desperate, which is something for me to address, because I think when you're in the early stages of something and you're changing styles and changing things, there are moments, and it might be a 20-minute patch in a game or whatever, where the players have to believe in what we're doing and keep trying to do the same thing. And I applaud their desire to turn that 1-1 back into a 2-1. But we got a few things wrong in the game for sure, and that will be part of the process, and I've addressed it.
John?
What's Kante's injury?
Ankle. Yeah, so it's an ankle sprain.
I was just to say, you know Norwich pretty well. You must be impressed with how they started the season. And it should be an open game tomorrow. And they won't be afraid to have a go at you, I would have thought.
No, they have their style. They stick to it, and I think that's the right way. They came up playing really good football. Very good team, very good manager and players, and actually in terms of their recruitment and as a club, they're a great symbol. They're a great act to follow for teams in the Championship. They did it the right way, and I've been impressed to see them carry on in the Premier League with that way, as they should do. They've got players, they've got a belief in the system, and they've started very well.
Is there any concern from you that the win hasn't come yet, or is it too early to be worried about that?
Always, because you want to win every game. It's Chelsea, so those are concerns. In effect, we've had 2 games in the league. One I thought we actually played well, but obviously made mistakes to lose at Manchester United, which can happen any year. You can play actually really well and lose at Manchester United, and then a draw against a good Leicester team. Now, of course, we want more, but we must definitely not get too on top of ourselves about that, because this is the Premier League. But yeah, we want to win a game, of course.
From what you've seen from the Premier League, again, I know it's early, do you still think we're looking at two teams who can win the Premier League, or is it a bit more open than that?
No, I don't think so. It's obvious to all of us that those two teams were clearly ahead of everyone else last year. Rightly so, the points tallies, the way they played. But you can't write off all the other teams at the moment. This league is too competitive. So I don't think it's a two-horse race now.
And also, do you have to look over your shoulder the other way as well? Could other sides now break into the top six, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's been the change I've seen in the Premier League in recent years has been that fact. It's been the fact that it's more competitive to try and get in the top four, and then it's more competitive behind that to try and get into the top six and into European places. You've seen that with the rise of the Wolves and the Leicesters, and the investments of these teams that have invested sometimes hundreds of millions of pounds to try and bridge that gap. So of course everybody has to be aware of the competition around them. Yeah, I think so. But that is what it is. We're in the most competitive league in the world, and the job is tough on many levels. But everyone has a tough job in this league. Whether you are, Pep Guardiola, expected to win every week and win titles every year, or whether you're a manager of a team that is expected or hopeful to just stay up. We all have our own issues.
Vi.
Frank, you spoke after the Leicester game about you need to have another way of winning if things aren't going your way. Have you had time training this week to kind of work on a plan B or a plan C ahead of this game against Norwich?
Yeah, we work all the time on different scenarios and how we play to try and win games. And it wasn't so much as the style of play thing. I mentioned personality after that, and I don't want to mention it in the wrong way, because I'm not talking about a lack of personality. I'm just talking about managing a game, and sometimes that takes a bit of voice on the pitch, a bit of organisation, and we probably lacked that to a degree. But as I say, I think it was something that we all can learn from, and we've worked hard this week, so we'll be ready come tomorrow.
And just a question on Mason, how well do you think he's handled the pressure of playing in the first team, and will his tenacity and his creativity be important from the off against Norwich?
Well, he's handled it brilliantly, and I know he would. It's not easy to be sort of thrown into the Premier League and the attention that comes with it in its early stages for Mason, obviously, but in terms of a character to deal with that, he's right up there. He's got the hunger, he's got the desire, he's also got the humility. So I was never concerned with that, but he will have to keep dealing with it. If he performs like he did last week, if he performs as he has done at the start of the season, then he's going to be a big player for us, and with that comes a lot of attention and things he will have to deal with.
At the back on the left.
After you, Frank. Just a quick question on Fernando Torres. Obviously, United's retirement from football today. Striker you know very well, of course, big fan days here. Fantastic in his prime, of course. Just your reflection on his career as a whole.
Yeah, a fantastic career, as you said, and also a really good man, a good friend. We're still in touch, and he was in touch when I hung my boots up, and I did the same for him, because there's respect there, and he was very good in the dressing room here, and some tough times as well he had here, but he had some big moments with this club too, and in his career he had huge moments in top clubs, Liverpool, for Spain, and the titles he's won. So a huge congratulations on his career, and I wish him well in whatever he chooses to do now.
Okay, we have three more. Nazar, and then Liam and Moose to finish. Nazar.
Frank, could I ask you about Michy Batshuayi's performance? You watched him play midweek. What did you think of that? And what do you think of the youngsters in that game?
I thought it was a good performance in terms of Michy got the fitness work that he needed out of the game. He scored 2 good goals, 2 very good finishes, and I thought he worked hard, and that's exactly what the game was there for him. So good, very good for him. As I've said before here, and I'll say behind on the training pitch, we need Michy. We need the competition up front of the 3 strikers that we have. And in terms of the performance of the team, I thought it was really good all round. Some outstanding performances from some of the young players. And that's really, really good to see, and hopefully if they keep continuing on that, they can train with us and try and use people like Mason and Tammy and Tamori as examples of what could happen.
Is that a position you need competition, the striking position, like a lot of competition right now in that role?
Yeah, and as I said before, if we'd have been more clinical in front of goal in these last 3 games, I think we would have possibly had 3 wins, including the Super Cup, because we've been the better team in big parts of those games. So the competition is there. That's the challenge for us, and that's the challenge for the strikers. And it's not just them. We can score from different areas of the pitch, but of course you do look for your strikers in those moments. And I've got no problems with them. Their attitudes, how they're training, and competition is good. Someone needs to come to the front, hopefully.
Okay, Liam and then Moose to finish.
Leaving aside the results for a moment, in terms of performances, how close do you think Chelsea are to playing the way you want to see them play?
Well, we've shown some really good bits, as you say, really good parts of games, and we've still got work to do, and we're not where we want to be. And I think it would be impossible to say that after 3 games into the season. It's not easy with pre-season, with players coming back late, to try and change everything in one go. You can't. You just have to work hard and try and keep delivering messages throughout. So we'll get better, and the good signs are good, but we also know that there's a lot to improve on. So we're not there yet.
Moose.
You were going on about being more clinical in front of goal. You play with one of the best strikers this club's ever seen. Your strikers at the moment, how are you getting into them that they need to be more clinical in front of goals and win you games?
Well, they're aware of that. So we work hard on a training ground as a team to create, and and also with the strikers or with the attacking players to finish. You know, I used to love practicing my finishing in training. It's what I felt made me lucky at the weekend, or gave me the edge in front of goal. So what I have got is great attitudes in the free strikers particularly, but other players in the team always want to stay out, always want to work harder. And the reality is that sometimes moments come, or periods where the things don't quite go for you. Tammy's goal goes in off the post at Manchester United. Different story in that game and different story for him. But you cannot get too down about that. So I don't think we need to go absolutely negative on that now. It's about positivity, working hard, and the belief that it will come. And I believe it will come. We're talking about quality players here in terms of the strikers and our attacking players, so it will come.
To that end, you've got Norwich and then Sheffield United, 2 of the promoted sides. Is this an ideal 2 fixtures to go into the international break?
Norwich away isn't an ideal fixture. It's a tough match. I know that the last team to beat them there was Derby in December or January that we went there, and it was a really tough match that was hard for us, and they proved it last year, and they proved the step up is not a problem for them. So I've got a huge respect for them, and the stadium, it's difficult. The fans there are buzzing at the moment. The club's going in the right direction. That and Sheffield United are both very tough games for us going into the break.